When Wes Jenkins drew his last breath on this earth, he was only 63. Wes was a New Year's Eve baby, and true to that day, he was the party. Thus, Wesmas was born. He loved people, and his bright, humorous disposition was contagious and at times a little mischievous. He welcomed all into his home, or probably more accurately, onto his porch. His friends and neighbors knew they could always stop by and visit on the porch, have a drink, and a few laughs well into the night. Sorry, Maria and Kim, and they were a little loud. He loved to sit on that porch, listen to music, smoke, do crossword puzzles, and work. And he was on a 93-day streak when when the stroke happened. So I don't know anybody that's gotten that far. He was so smart, and he could figure out most any problem, and crossword puzzles was kind of his thing. Sitting on the front porch, he also found it very amusing to watch people trying to pick up the quarter that he super glued to the sidewalk across the street. A little mischievous, a little beast. Wes loved most music, going to concerts, comedy shows, traveling, museums, the beach, snorkeling, swimming, karaoke, watching Korean Netflix series, eat, and making things like a good white or black Russian, or English muffins to make eggs Benedict, which he did those really well too. He loved to cook, and he loved to go crokering, which he did almost every day. He shopped the booze aisles to get the daily deals and would call me every day and let me know how much he saved. It's very important to him. He'd get the shakes if it was down to 5 pounds of butter or bacon. Now, the Kroger cream was a staple to many of his creations, like the whiskey peppercorn sauce that he used to make for his prime rib. He was a great cook and always up for watching a cooking class or taking a cooking class on vacation or watching videos. And at times when Jasmine would come up, would cook some of her favorite things for the weekend, so she'd get food for the week. And he tried a few things for Dakota too. I don't know how those turned out, some of the vegan dishes, but I know he tried. As for sports, he only liked to watch soccer and sumo wrestling. He was an animal magnet. They gravitated to him, sensing his kindness. During COVID, he taught Zeppelin, Jasmine's cat, how to talk. He didn't have much else to do, so Zeppelin would say, meow. I don't know if I really bought that, but it was when we first started dating, so kind of had to go with the flow. He got roped into the dog show world with me and Cosmo, and I think both Luna and Cosmo loved him better than they loved me. Though I think he became a little jealous of Cosmo when Wes would be walking him around town. Cars would pass by or people would go by and go, hey, Cosmo. And Wes would go, excuse me, what the fuck? I live here. There were many things that he disliked. He didn't care for long road car rides, but he did them. He knew there'd be a vacation or a restaurant on the other end. Most vegetables, the cold and snow. He hated country music, and he hated Journey. And all fruit. And I don't know why he was so insistent on picking those black red raspberries every year in his backyard, because he would never do anything with them. He did a little shopping by clothing. He wasn't real successful at the so he stopped there. He was trying to explain the underwear mishap that he had. Somehow these black stripper panties found their way to his forced. That's what he says it was a mistake. Maybe there's something I don't know. Wes had wonderful neighbors, Brian, Kim, Kina, Halea, and Sue. I know there's forgetting your names, I apologize. He adored his lifelong friends. Again, I'm only going to hit on a couple of them because I don't remember all of them. But Rachel and Greg and Brett and Jim and Brad and Deb and Don and Kathy and Barry. And he spoke wonderful memories of the friends who are no longer with us, Patty and Jim, rest in peace. He had a gift of where people liked him and felt comfortable with him immediately, like they knew him for ages. Whether it was through his painting jobs or new friends he met in the dog show or just total strangers, he would talk to anybody. He talked a lot. He talked a lot. You all know he talked a lot about people from his past jobs. And some of them I was lucky enough to meet when they visited him in the hospital. And several clients and my beard and collie friends would call constantly and ask for a status update. And even though he was kind of new to that dog thing, they liked him. He was a good guy. His family was important to him. I wish I would have got to know his mother a little bit better. It may have given me a greater understanding of and insight to his sharp, quick wit, sometimes interesting oddities. They almost looked like twins. And getting to know her a little bit better and her love for animals, realized there were a lot of personality similarities too. He cared deeply for his brother Les and Cindy. He wasn't the best at staying in touch, but as he probably should have been, but he's a guy. He also loved his chosen family. But the things he loved the most in this whole wide world were his kids, Jasmine and Dakota. He would do anything for them. He always tried his best to do what was right for them. It's sometimes hard to see that through a child's eyes. We all get mad at our parents for why did they do that, but they do what they think is best for you. And he didn't always get it right, many times landing him in the principal's office or Deb's doghouse. But Dakota and Jasmine, he did love you, and you know this phrase, with all his heart. He loved both of you so dearly. I knew it when he would talk about you. I knew it from the tone of his voice. And when he talked to you on the phone, I could hear it in his voice. One of his greatest attributes, I think, was his ability to forgive. He was so easygoing. He knew even if he was right in certain situations, it was better to look the other way or forgive and forget than to sacrifice the relationship, which was so much more important to him. Forgiveness is a tough thing to learn and even harder to practice. He had a sensitive and vulnerable side, which didn't show up too often, but most will remember him as being funny, easygoing, outspoken, a little sassy, and a speak your mind kind of guy. Oh, dear Wes, you and your big heart will be greatly missed by so many of the lives that you touched. And this is for all of you. Grief. Grief is not just an emotion, it's an unraveling, a space where something once lived but is now gone. It carves through you, leaving a hollow ache where loved ones resided. In the beginning, it feels unbearable, like a wound that will never close. But over time, the raw edges begin to mend. The pain softens, but the imprint remains. Quiet reminder of what once was. The truth is, you never really move on. You move with it. The love you had does not disappear. It transforms. It lingers in the echoes of laughter, in the warmth of old memories, in the silent moments where you still reach out for what is no longer there. And that's okay. Grief is not a burden to be hidden. It's not a weakness to be ashamed of. It's in the deepest proof that love existed, that something beautiful once touched your life. So let yourself feel it. Let yourself mourn. Let yourself remember. There's no timeline, no right way to grieve. Some days will be very heavy, some will be lighter. Some moments will bring unexpected waves of sadness, while others will fill you with gratitude for the love you were lucky enough to experience. Honor your grief. It's sacred. It's a testament to the depth of your heart. And in time, through the pain, you'll find that healing. Not because you've forgotten, but because you have learned how to carry both love and loss together. May Wes live in our hearts forever. Does anybody else want to get up and say anything? Rachel? No?